Mr. Mayor, council members, town manager, thank you all for hearing us tonight. May I just ask briefly, anybody here in support of the homeless shelter petition, briefly stand to be recognized and then sit down? Thank you. Great. Thank you. My name is Tina Coinsmith, and this evening I represent more than 1,200 citizens of Chapel Hill who oppose the proposed location for the new men's homeless shelter at Martin Luther King and Homestead Roads. Tonight I petition you on behalf of these citizens. We are local people who live, work, vote, and play near the proposed site. We ask you to use the power, authority, and tools at your behest to find a better site for the men's homeless shelter. To be clear, the residents who signed this petition oppose the site, not the IFC's mission. Many of us demonstrate clear support of the IFC's mission through our unwavering donations and substantial volunteer efforts to help the homeless in our community. We do, however, oppose the Homestead MLK site. We have gathered substantial evidence and documented legitimate concerns that indicate the clear inappropriateness of the proposed site for this project. 1, the site is adjacent to 3 preschools, 2 after-school programs, 13 residential neighborhoods, and Homestead Park. As such, this site is not an appropriate location to house 52 single men in a transitional program. Moreover, in its information sessions, the IFC confirmed that on 200 nights per year, the so-called white flag nights, it will house 17 or more potentially drunk or high men in an emergency capacity. The IFC also confirmed in its August information session that they ask for but do not require information.
Could I just interrupt you for a moment? And there's an application for a special use permit pending. All of this information needs to be presented under oath at a quasi-judicial proceeding when that special use permit is before the council. I mean, it's okay to say it now if the council wants to hear it, but it needs to be presented in the hearing process.
This isn't something we could actually consider at this point because you aren't sworn and we aren't engaged in a quasi-judicial proceeding. The hearing has been recessed to another date.
When I spoke to Ms. Harvey last week, I was told that I could petition you, present the information, present our 1,200 signatures, and then come back and talk about that again under oath in the quasi-judicial to enter official evidence. That's what I was told.
You can, but you'll have to come back again and do that.
We're happy to do that. Thank you.
It's up to the council if it wants to hear it tonight. Then.
If you're almost done, because we're going to be hearing it again.
I am, yes. Okay. So what I was saying is that the IFC has confirmed white flag nights and that they do not require information. Both of these pieces of information make it inappropriate. 2, because of laws governing proximity of sex offenders to children, the site cannot by law serve sex offenders, which means that the IFC has made a conscious decision to exclude a significant and significantly challenged segment of the homeless population from their services. 3, this site creates an over-concentration of at-risk social services and thus creates essentially a homestead at-risk campus. 1/5 of a square mile surrounding the site would contain all of the bedded at-risk social services in Chapel Hill. The proposed men's shelter, the women's shelter, Freedom House drug detox and rehab, as well as an Oxford house. Again, all within 1/5 of a square mile. No other area in Orange County is home to even one large bedded at-risk social service. This corner of Chapel Hill is being asked to support 3. Another way to look at the overconcentration is to consider this. Every possible walking route a child or a family might take to Homestead Park involves walking past a homeless shelter, detox facility, or halfway house. This site was chosen without public process. Town documents released this summer confirm that the town chose to abandon Orange County and Carrboro in a site search and use a closed-door process to look at town-owned sites and a couple of state-owned sites using only IFC's criteria. Because the town is a party to this project, public process is even more crucial. The IFC is not a private developer, and the town is not a disinterested overseer. Private developers buy their land, pay for their development, and pay for their operations. IFC, however, is receiving public assistance for construction. Most of this assistance is through the town of Chapel Hill. The town is leasing the property to IFC. Given the town's role as financial backer and lessor, transparent public process becomes critically important. Given these reasons that the site is inappropriate, on behalf of more than 1,200 residents of Chapel Hill, I petition the town council to do the following. 1, first and foremost, at the correct time, do not vote in favor of this site for the proposed men's homeless shelter. We ask you to use every tool at your disposal to encourage exploration of alternate locations to select a more sensible option. 2, we request that the town use its power as the lessor of the land to require a public site search using publicly vetted criteria. The town attorney confirmed that this is within the town's power as lessor. These criteria should ensure that we do not overconcentrate at-risk social services. A good model for the public search is the town's and university's own Carolina to Carolina connector public process. We ask that the town create sensible ordinances which provide reasonable buffers to schools and parks for at-risk social services, particularly wet shelters. We ask that the town open up lease negotiations between IFC and the town so that the public can see and participate in this process. I present to you 1,200 signatures in support of these requests, and we are happy to come back and to continue talking about this under oath in additional appropriate settings. I thank you for your time this evening, and I think that covers it. We can, Jason and Mark.
Thank you, Ms. Coinsmith. As to the petition, thank you. Okay, this is